Hey everybody, it's Michael here from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video review. Today we're looking at the G&G Piranha TR. This is a gas blowback airsoft pistol. And if you haven't already watched my Piranha MK1 video, these two videos are going to be very similar, but there's just a couple things that I kind of want to elaborate on in this video that I didn't really talk about as much with the first video. I didn't even really know for sure 100% about one of these things I'm going to talk about, so I'll talk about that in this video. We'll get to it in a second here. Now, before I get into the video, I did want to mention these products are available in our Replica Airgun store over at replicaairguns.ca. For the most part, you're going to find G&G products in our Canada store over at replicaairguns.ca, not so much the US store, at least for now. I haven't done a shooting video for this product yet either, so stay posted for that. Hopefully I'll get around to that shortly, next week hopefully. All right, let's get right into the specifications. This product is made by G&G. It has a metal and polymer construction. This gun shoots in semi-auto and has a blowback action. It also has a single action only trigger and uses green gas, so you can use green gas or propane. It uses 6mm plastic airsoft BBs and has a 25 round dropout metal magazine that holds the gas and the plastic BBs. This gun weighs in at about 1.5 pounds or 670 grams, has a total length of about 7.8 inches or 198 millimeters, has an inner barrel length of 4.01 inches, 102 millimeters, and should be capable of an FPS of around 370 using a .20 gram BB. This gun has non-adjustable white dot sights front and back. It also has an integrated 20mm accessory rail top and bottom. You're also going to find the ceramic Whirl cylinder valve, which helps reduce valve frosting for more shots per fill and more consistent FPS. There's also the new hop-up system that uses an adjustable and included dummy shell and allows for 120 clicks of fine tuning, quite a bit. You're also going to find a slightly redesigned deeper gas valve for easier filling of green gas. There's also a working trigger safety and crossbolt safety. I didn't really elaborate on that as much in my last video, so I'll talk about that a little bit more. And it comes, of course, in this hard shell plastic pistol case and is available in black or black and silver. This one that I have here is the all black, but there's the two-tone black and silver, similar to the MK1, like this, right? And this product is made in Taiwan. Let's take a look at what comes in the case really quickly. Here is the case, by the way. Nice G&G armament case, right? You've got your product description there on the front. Inside the case are usually all the product, all the components, right? But I've taken them out. So you've got this nice molded case that fits everything nicely. Okay, you get the speed loader, really cool speed loader that allows you to obviously put ammunition in the magazine. So you put it on like that, obviously load it in a downward motion like this. Pushes them in. You have this little, obviously you load your BBs in the top here, right? They all go inside. Once they're loaded up, you can then push them down using that plunger, and you can lock it in place with this little clip here so that you can stash it away nicely in your case when you're done. You have this tool here. Maybe I'll take it out because we might want to actually sort of demonstrate how it works. Maybe I'll do that right now since it's out and about. Just goes right in there, and you just left and right for fine adjustment of your hop up. So no need to take this gun apart, remove the slider or anything like that. You can just easily adjust it. It's kind of a cool little tool though. It's a keychain ring, so you can use it as a keychain, I imagine. It looks like an actual 9mm round, and one of these sort of new style ones that are designed to break apart, right? Those little pieces would then come apart. Would be fairly deadly if this was a real round, but this is for adjusting hop up. It's been shared that you can use just basically a slot screwdriver if you have the right size slot screwdriver, and if you do lose this and can't find it or something. Of course, you got your manual here, right? It's fairly detailed. I'm not going to go through it too much, just quickly skim through it. And you can see here all the components, how to work it, right? Everything here. Okay, you notice it is actually the MK1 manual. I don't believe I mixed them up. I just think it's pretty much the same product, so it's really not that different. Okay, there you go. So at this point, I'm going to quickly compare the Piranha TR to the MK1. So we have the TR here and the MK1. They're virtually identical. If I had the black version of this one or the two-tone version, they'd look even more similar, but just pretend they're the same color. So really the only difference is this top barrel portion here with the rail. And when I did the MK1 video, I said maybe you could just take this off and you'd have basically an MK1, But in fact, this little barrel here that you see, this little, it's like, so if I were to take this all apart, there's an outer and inner barrel. This outer barrel is actually fixed into the front portion of the slide. And on this version, it's cut out here. So you can see down into the barrel. So it is different, and that allows for a little back plate to go underneath here. And then the inner barrel kind of slides in and holds that in place while you screw it in. So that little backing plate goes just underneath here, but it wouldn't work with this one because, as you can see here, there's a barrel that's in the way. So that little inner barrel or outer barrel has to be cut out in that section. So I don't know if you could replace that barrel, but it does seem like it's part of this front slide portion. So as you can see, you've got your slide that comes back, and this barrel, it's not a floating barrel like would normally be on a lot of guns. You've got a floating barrel. So it's not like that. It's actually kind of fixed into that front slide portion. Okay, so that's kind of really the only difference. I suppose you could take that off if you want. You would just see the inner barrel underneath it instead of this outer barrel. So it wouldn't be that different, but you could take this off, remove the backing plate, and just have that outer inner barrel showing. Not a big deal, but it would still work if you wanted to do that. But you wouldn't be able to put this piece on here unless you were somehow able to change this outer barrel, okay? So I just wanted to explain that. Other than that, these guns are pretty much the same. So let's do a quick walk around, get in here tight, and take a look at it. All right, so you have your 9mm by 19 markings. You've got some other markings there on the frame, right? And you've got your slide catch remove, which is ambidextrous. This is your takedown lever. I will show you that in a bit here. You've got your made in Taiwan, right? Piranha markings. This is a crossbolt safety, so it is a working crossbolt safety if you want it to be completely safe, right? And it is a working trigger safety, so it's kind of like a dual safety system, all right? So you know, once it's this way, then you can shoot it. Once it's that way, you can't even use it at all, even with the trigger safety there. You have the rail on the bottom. You've got some cutouts here. You've got your rail on the top, your white dot sights, top, front and back, right? They're non-adjustable. You have a recessed barrel that is threaded. Hopefully you can see that. Kind of hard to see. Okay. Your fill nozzle there, the deep one. On this side, you got some more markings here, serial number. Again, ambidextrous slide catch release, ambidextrous takedown lever. Okay. So let's pull the mag out really quickly, show you that. So a nice magazine. It's got the markings for, you know, if it was a real gun, for the ammunition, 15 rounds supposedly. Nice heavy magazine, right? This does move. This butt plate here does come off. All right, let's field strip this really quickly. So in order to do that, you just slide the rear part of the slide back, take that down, and now the whole thing literally comes apart. So you have two pieces here. You can remove this. It just comes right apart. You've got your inner barrel and your outer barrel. And I don't know if you'll be able to see in here, but you might be able to see that there's that backing plate. You see that backing plate there? The screws go down into it. That actually comes out if you remove the top piece. So you have to basically, if you put it back in, you got to kind of let it drop in place, put your inner barrel back in, and then it holds the backing plate in place, and then you can screw this on. So just in case you feel like taking it off for some reason, you can do that. I want to show you how to put it back together just in case you get confused. It is a little bit confusing. You got to put the inner barrel in first, put these two pieces together, then you put that in so that this has a place to go here, and then you're ready to put it back together. Okay. And you're good to go, right? Safety's on. Very fast action because the slide's nice and lightweight. The trigger's quite nice as well. So it does have a really nice action to it. All right, at this point, let's talk some pros and cons. This pistol has a nice balance of metal and plastic. For what I'd consider a not too heavy gun, it's fairly lightweight, but it does have a nice overall balance. There's enough metal and plastic and weight in the right areas. It feels really good in the hand. It also has the partial slide blowback operation, which should allow for even better gas performance and a snappier, quicker operation. You also have the ceramic Whirl cylinder valve, which I'd expect to get even more shots per CO2, along with what I would expect to be a more consistent FPS. You do have white dot sights front and back that makes it easier to see your target. And although mine is the all black version, you can get it in the two-tone version as well. You also have that twofold working trigger safety, which has a cross bolt and actual trigger safety. And it's nice that the grips aren't overly large, good for people with smaller hands. I really like the G&G cases. They're really well made. They're a little different than most people's cases. I like the molded interior section that fits everything nicely. And the new hop-up system for quick and easy fine adjustments with no need to field strip the gun is a nice touch. It's something that's kind of new, and I like that they include that kind of cool looking tool. You also get the dual 20mm top and bottom rails for accessories on this version of the Piranha. And it's nice that G&G includes the high quality speed loader. It actually does work fairly well. And if you're interested in putting some sort of mock suppressor or add-on to the tip of this gun, you can do that because it does have a threaded barrel tip. You'll just have to find the right threaded accessory. All right, just a couple cons. The sights are non-adjustable, which is pretty typical of most of these airsoft and steel BB pistols. And it's not actually a replica of any specific gun I know of, but it does share some Glock attributes. It's about the same size. I'd say it has a similar feel and an overall similar look to a Glock. All right, I want to remind you the G&G pistol lineup and rifle lineup is available in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicairguns.ca. I'll put links in the description so you can find those products in our Canada store. And if you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, and other accessories, then check out both our Canada and US online stores over at replicairguns.ca and replicairguns.us. I'll also put a link in the description so you can find a written version of this video over at replicairguns.com. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Until next time, take care.